Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I, the Crafter. And today I thought, I haven't played in my grid journal for a really long time, so we're going to play in it today, just a bit of a play. No design in mind, but I do have a few colours I want to play around with. Now I've roughly taped off squares, rectangles. It's a good start, isn't it? And I'm just going to come in and start working. I'm going to use a combination of my gel plate and my brayer and maybe a paint shaper and brushes. I don't know. I'm just going to, I might even use the odd stencil. So let's just get something started. Now, first of all, I'm going to come in with some yellow. Now, this yellow is a little brighter than I want it to be. So I'm then going to come in, this I would say is probably yellow ochre, and just add a little bit of that to it, just because I want to. And I'm just going to brayer that out. So I've got sort of almost an English mustard colour. Not exactly English mustard, but you get the idea. And I'm just going to put it into some areas, not necessarily all over the place. You know how I work nowadays. Let's put a bit in there. I think just a little bit from the side there. Right, need to clean that up. Right, I'm not going to bother drying that off because I know the paper that I made this art journal from, grid journal, is quite absorbent anyway. It's going to soak it straight up. Now, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in Cardiff today. And I must admit, I'd love to have the windows open, but my neighbour is having an extension built. And the neighbour lives 4 houses away and the noise is building. If you do hear anything in the background, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. I think I've chosen a time when they're on their lunch break. So this is a silicone paint shaper I've got. I've got a set of 3 of them that I bought a while ago. I want to say I bought these on eBay and I literally put in silicone paint shaper as I saw someone else using them, so I found them that way. You can do a similar thing with many other things like credit cards, store cards, a piece of cardboard even sometimes will do the same thing. So I just fancied playing. And sometimes that's just the thing you need to do, especially if you've got like some sort of creative block going on. Just pull stuff out and have a go. And there's lots of different coping mechanisms I use for getting past that. And yes, I do have days when I'm not in the mood or things are just not working for me. I just get on and I'll do some fussy cutting. I'll make some tissue paper words or something. So let's put that to one side. Right, I want to add some white to that because I do happen to know that adding white to olive green gives you a really pretty pale colour green. It's almost a sage colour, and I say almost because there's no guarantees. So let's get that edge on there, a little bit by there. I don't necessarily have to cover up all areas. I think that will do. I want that a little bit greener there. Okay, clean up time. So I'm just going to come in with a stencil and add a little bit of interest into this. And I'm using this stencil by Becky Bokern, one of my fellow designers at PM Artist Studio, and it's called Pop Dot Liechtenstein. I will do my best to put links into the description box and pinned to the top of the comments. But to be honest with you, we're having a few technical difficulties lately and links don't seem to be coming across for me. So give me time. If you see it coming soon, just keep popping back or go to PM Artist Studio website and actually just put pop dots in. Is that dark? Yeah, that's bright enough. So I just want to make sure that there's some of this on here. I just find this stencil gives me sort of a fun comic book sort of feel to stuff. And that's not being derogatory to the design in the slightest. That's the reason I enjoy using it, so. And I'm looking for something that we're still working on background stuff here. So there you go, that's cute. Let's come in and bring some down here. And I'm kind of aiming for the greener areas for obvious reasons that it'll give me more contrast. That's almost right. Let's just stick a little bit in there. I'm not trying to line up the pattern anywhere. I'm just literally putting it down wherever I feel. There are times when I worry about doing it correctly, and then there are times when I'm like, I think we've had enough and just do it. Let's use up this last little bit of paint up there. Right, I won't need to clean this because obviously it's only a thin layer of paint. This, however, does need to go into water. So I think I'm doing okay. Now what I'm going to do is, whereas before I use these two colours together, I'm just going to use this colour on its own now. Just to put a little bit more oomph into the yellow, should we say. And let's see if I can... I've just got another size of one of those paint shapers. I'm just going to come through and put patches of colour into this. Now, one of the next things I'm going to be doing is adding white, so I'm not overly concerned if things look a bit dark or bright or unbalanced colour-wise at this point in time. Just want something on here. And I'm not phased if all the background is completely covered when I'm finished. That's not a problem to me. And I think by there I could do with a little bit. Just a little bit. Right, now this square doesn't have anything in it whatsoever, so I do need to add something so it's got something in there. Right, clean up time. So that's a good foundation start, I feel. Now I want to come in and I've got some purple here. And I want to put some lines on here. And I'm going to use a piece of thin corrugated card. I bought a radio the other day and it had thin corrugated card in it. I was so happy because I'd just run out. So I'm going to come in. Now the only thing I would like to do is to have these lines straight. And if you know me, you know that straight is somewhat of a challenge when it comes to lines on a page. Or lying stamps down, should we say. Now I am likely to want to turn these into grids, so I want to bear that in mind. That needs a bit up there, over those two. Then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and then come in from the other direction. And where they cross, they cross. Oh, I think my neighbour's back from lunch. I can hear the drilling. I am slightly jealous because I do know that he's extending his kitchen, and by extending his kitchen, he's making his kitchen twice the size. I'd love to have a kitchen twice the size of mine. I don't have a big kitchen, but then I live on my own, so do I need a big kitchen? Maybe not. Right, that's fine. There you go. And I did put a hairdryer over that. Now I did say I'm coming in with white, so I'm going to come in white and I'm going to use my paper technique where I just, you'll see in a minute. So just blur that out. I've just got, for this time it's a bit of freezer paper. It can be any paper that you deem it to be. And then I'm going to come in with areas that have got no real interest in them or little interest. I'm going to come in and put down some white. Like that's too heavily coloured for me there. A little bit more up there. Try not to cover up everything I've already established on here. And down here is quite boring as far as I'm concerned. Right, this here needs a little something because it's looking a bit too dark green for me. Just a little bit up there. So, okay, we're getting there. And I've also just put the hairdryer over the top of this. Now, I want to add some floral accents to this. Well, these are foliage. I've got a 3-piece stamp called Green Maiden Fern, and I just want to put pieces of that into this because I think I might want to stamp some flowers onto this. Don't know, I didn't come in with a game plan, so I'm just going to bring some of this in. Now, these stamps, by the way, I designed them so you can stamp them next to each other to make a bigger pattern. So I'm going to look for areas like this here that are obviously lacking something. And I'm not trying to stay within one box. If something overlaps 2 boxes, then that's actually fine with me. So I've gone quiet, haven't I? I have that habit. When I'm thinking, I tend to go quiet. Right, that's got the 3-strand ones in. Let's bring in the longer version. Yeah, we might, I've got a feeling we might put some flowers on here. Because why not? It's a beautiful day here in Wales. Why wouldn't I? Right, this is sorely lacking something in here. So I'm just going to add one of those on there. And I think this can have a bit up there. And then just, oh, need some more paint on there. And just with the smallest one, I'm going to tuck it in next to some of the others if I feel it needs it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the reveal with the hairdryer with you watching, because it was quite a complex taping job to get this all taped off, and I've overlapped stuff that if I pull one, I might pull half a dozen off in one go, and I may not be able to control that if I'm trying to film at the same time. So I think we're not going to be able to do the reveal. So these now need to go into water. So this is done. It's almost dry. I'm just going to let it dry naturally. Now I'm going to use a set of foam stamps that I purchased recently called Black Eye Susie. Or is it Black Eye Susie? It is Black Eye Susie. Well, Susan, Susie, I can't remember which is the correct saying. They're by Christy Hartman, who's another one of my fellow designers. And that was why I made this quite busy, because I knew that my final details were likely to be bold in black, and these are going to be bold because there's some really heavy lineage on these, which is one of the reasons I bought them. Now, PM Artist Studio does have quite a lot of floral fauna, that's those sort of stamps, so I will put a link into their section for flowers and trees, because there's always something you can find in there. Right, I'm just going to come in, starting off with maybe putting 3 in this spread. I've got a lot of paint out here. I just like the drama of these. They make me smile. Now, I'm not trying to stay within one box. It just happens to be the way I'm working at the moment. So there you go. See, I did go across 2. Now, I might... I want to come back in with this one. And go across there. This one is a little bit more paint on that. Sorry, trying to not be indecisive. I think that's enough. Right, get these in the water. So just as I was cleaning up and drying this off the hairdryer, I was trying to make a decision, and yes, I am going to do it. I have this set of foam stamps that are on my desk. They pretty much live on my desk. They're called Splatter and Splash, I believe. And I want to put, so it's my version of splatters, because if I try and splatter anything for real, I can almost guarantee half the time I have it over the walls, I have it over the curtains, I've got it over me. And it's not that I can't put a protective barrier up. I think I'm just a vigorous splatterer, let's put it that way. So I'm going to come in, I'm just going to take these and, oh, no, I've done it. I don't know where to put it. Actually, that could be nice. There you go. That was because purple is a complementary to yellow, or yellow is a complementary to purple, however you want to view that. I just like the idea, because the purple was quite pale as it was only on lines. Right, save this little one so I can get into some corners. Doesn't need to be everywhere, as we've said before. If I put it there, it looks like a continuation of that bit. And if I do that, it looks like a continuation of that. I can go across there. That looks like it's continuing. I designed it, by the way, so you can actually stamp next to each other and make bigger, more interesting pieces. A little bit of this in there wouldn't hurt. I think that's enough. Knowing when to stop is my biggest problem with these stamps. Right, those need to go into water, need to clean this up. Now, as I said, apologies, I'm not going to be able to take the tape off with you, so I'm going to do that now, and I'll bring you back and we'll take a bit of a look at it. And here you go, all done, tape removed, all dried, and I am pleased that I actually didn't try and film that. I had tape stuck to me, to this, to that. It was not a pretty sight, guys. So I like the way that without the line around it, it does give that more delicate look, also with the lines in white, whereas when I finished it, it looked really, really busy and messy. But the moment you take the tape off, of course, the magic happens. And I've dated and signed it, because I always believe you should date and sign your creativity. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It was just a quick make from me, but it was just a lovely sunny afternoon, and I just felt like doing a bit of grid journaling. So, I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's C-E-R-I, the Crafter. Until next time, goodbye now.